We're on the last section of our review sheet for the second semester final exam. Call out to my first and second hours of intermediate algebra. Thank you for being such great students this year. 59, we're going to add this and this, so I'm going to drop the parentheses. I get 4i plus minus 3 and minus I. 4i minus I gives me 3i minus 3. Here we're subtracting, so I'm going to have to change the signs of both of those. So I get 2 minus 8i minus 2 plus I. Putting my like terms together, the 2 and the negative 2 go away. The negative 8i and the plus I gives me negative 7i. In number 61, we're going to see if we can bring that negative out. And I bring it out as an I, so I get negative I square root 224. I know that 224 is divisible by 4, and it's also divisible by 16. And so I get 16 times 14. Bringing that 4 out from the 16, I get negative 4i square root 14. In number 62, again, we're squaring a binomial, so I'm going to rewrite it and FOIL. First times first is 81. Outside times outside gives me negative 63i. Inside times inside gives me negative 63i. And last times last gives me positive 49i squared. I know that I squared is the same as negative 1, and so I get 81 minus 49 gives me 32, and negative 63i and negative 63i gives me negative 126i. On this number 63, because we have an I in the bottom, we need to multiply by its conjugate, which is 3 plus 2i. When we multiply the top, we're going to get 5 plus 3i times 3 plus 2i. On the bottom, I get 3 minus 2i and 3 plus 2i. Let's FOIL out the top. First times first is 15. Outside times outside is 10i. Inside times inside is 9i. And last times last is 6i squared. On the bottom, I get 9. I know because they're conjugates, my middle two terms are going to go away, and so I'm left with 4i squared. Simplifying the top, I know I squared is the same as negative 1. 15 minus 6 gives me 9, and I get 19i. On the bottom, I squared again is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 4 is 4 plus 9 gives me 13. Remember, we need to split this into two fractions, so we can write it in the form a plus bi. So 9 thirteenths plus 19 thirteenths I. Let's get that on the sheet. I get 9 thirteenths plus 19 thirteenths I. On question 64, we're going to rationalize the denominator. To do that in this case, we're going to multiply top and bottom by the square root of 5. I get the square root of 35 over 5. On 65, we're going to split this fraction into the square root of 25 over the square root of x. To rationalize this thing, we're going to multiply top and bottom by the square root of x. On the top, I can simplify the square root of 25 into 5, square root x. On the bottom, square root of x times the square root of x is x. For number 66, again, since there's a radical in the bottom, we have to multiply by its conjugate. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 7 plus the square root of 2. On the top, I get 21 plus 3 square roots of 2. On the bottom, I get 49. The two middle terms go away, and I get minus square root of 4, which gives me square root of 4 is 2. 49 minus 2 is 47. And again, we want to rewrite that as 21 over 47 plus 3 square roots of 2 over 47. In 67, we have two squares, one cut out from the other, and we're going to see what the area of the shaded region is. The larger square is y times y. We're going to subtract off the inner square, which is 5 times 5, and I get y squared minus 25. If I factor this, it's the difference of squares, and if you look at the picture, you see why it's called difference of squares. We get y plus 5 and y minus 5. For question 68, because of the increase in traffic, we have a new road was built connecting the two towns. The old road goes X distance south from Springfield to Freeport, and then goes directly east at X plus 3 miles. We know south and east meet each other at a right angle, so this is a Pythagorean theorem question with the hypotenuse being 11. Let's see if we can set this up. X squared plus x plus 3 squared equals 11 squared. Simplifying, I get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 121. Minus the 121 to get one side to equal 0. I get 2x squared plus 6x minus 112 equals 0. If you notice, everything's divisible by 2 on here, so I'm going to factor the 2 out, and I get x squared plus 3x minus 56 equals 0. Thinking about the factors of 56, I don't know any factors of 56 that are 3 apart, so I'm going to go directly to the quadratic formula in this case, and I'm going to go x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root, 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 56, all over 2 times 1. Notice this 2 has no change in the x-intercepts. It's just there to be factored out at this point. And I get 3 squared is 9, and 4 times 1 times 56, negative times negative makes positive, gives me 224. So 9 plus 224 all over 2. And simplifying, I get 233. And if we take the square root of 233, I get 15.26 over 2. Now, since this is a length of a road, we probably don't want the negative root. So I'm going to go only after the positive root here. Negative 3 plus 15 gives me 12.26 divided by 2. So my road must be 6.13 miles long. Thank you, and good luck on your final.